personal God. Beloved one, I have heard you wondering, even hoping beyond what seemed possible, if there is a personal God for you. Someone who would care about you and your feelings and affairs as they affect you personally. And I have good news for you. Yes, there is. But not in the sense which has been taught to you down through the ages in your religious, philosophical traditions, a teaching which would hold your God to be an entity separate and above you. Is there a personal God who is in alignment with the concept and the truth that I and the Father are one? Yes. And you stand upon the threshold now of claiming the understanding of the true personal God to whom you can pray, to whom you can speak, and who will speak to you. And you will know a personal love once again. I and the Father are one. You and the Father are one. You would not be if you were not already one with the Father, with the creative energy, the creative principle, the life principle, the isness. You would not be. The personal God awaits your acknowledgement that you are not separate from the totality of you. Now, in truth, you do a miracle every day of bringing a focus of attention into specificity. It is a miracle what you do, to specifically hone that focus to the place where you say, I am, a name which you have given to yourself. I have a certain profession, a way I earn the golden coins. I am activating a male or female body. I am certain years in my timing, I am going to do X, Y, Z in this day. And you have a focus of attention upon a specific choice at any moment. It is a miracle what you do, and yet you take it all for granted. It's wonderful. As you do the specific focus, there is what you have begun to acknowledge in your philosophy and in your belief structure now called the higher self. I would not call it a higher self because that implies judgment of levels, but an expanded self which is aware of the specific focus of who you think you are, aware of what you are choosing to do in this lifetime, and aware of your true self. And furthermore, that expanded self is accessible to you at any moment for guidance, for higher wisdom or expanded wisdom. Beyond what you acknowledge now within the belief structure as the higher self is yet a more expanded self of you, a collective grouping, as you understand it in the conceptual terms of a soul group. You are part of an expanded soul group, but the other souls, as you would call them, and would identify them as being separate entities from your soul. And you don't even know what your soul is. The collective group is not separate from you. The specific focus of who you think you are right now, and could be likened unto a cell within a multi-celled organism, and the collective grouping known as the soul group would, in your conceptual terms, acknowledge that it is made up of a certain cell of intelligence, focus of attention, and yet the soul group is even but a cell of a greater entity, which is you. And you are still able to access the knowing of this, the allness of you. That is how great you are. Out of that greatness has come the power which you use to have specific focus of the experience of this lifetime. You are much greater than what you see yourself as an individual to be. Now, in past experience, you have tapped into the expanded mind of you, the soul grouping, and beyond the soul grouping into another collection of what is called as the brotherhood of soul groups, and what is beyond that and beyond that and beyond that, to the place of the whole mind, capital M, the whole mind. You are well on your way to being able now to connect with the whole mind and not blow all the circuits. You stand upon the threshold of knowing that I am the power and the love and the creative principle of my Father brought into focus upon this plane for the joy of expression. And you are now desiring to tap the creative power in a way which is whole, which is balanced, and allows you to know that I am in the world, but not of the world. I have expression within this point of focus, but this is not all of me. As you begin to know, truly know, that I and the Father are one, and I bring the creative power into this point of reality, you understand that the personal God has never abandoned you, can never abandon you. You have abandoned the personal God many times over by choice because you wanted to experience how does it feel to believe myself outside of love, far from my Father's kingdom. The personal God has never forsaken you, cannot. But your understanding of the personal God has often been limited. Your personal God is you, but not the you with a small y. not the you with the very specific focus of the small self. Your personal God awaits your welcoming of it, your acknowledgement, your communication. Your personal God stands ready, willing and able to commune with you at any time, to be there, to support, to guide, to love, to show you the way home. Your personal God is with you, so personal that you can never be without it. The personal God of which we speak is beyond the personal God which you have been taught to believe in previously in this lifetime, and in other lifetimes as you have brought the religious interpretation and dogma. So, do you have a personal God? Yes, you do. It is yourself. Not the small self, but yourself. Omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. I and the Father are one. That is your personal God, which loves you as itself.